All right, so we told you a little bit earlier in the show, inflation numbers are out, and Tyler Orton from Business Vancouver here to break them down. What's going on, Tyler?
Well, it's interesting information that we have coming in. As you mentioned, the inflation is down a little bit compared to August, but what the Bank of Canada really cares about is the core inflation rate. Now, core inflation rate actually stayed steady at 2.1% in September compared with August. So those are the same numbers going back to back. And what the core inflation rate does is actually strips down all those volatile categories. We're talking about gasoline prices, food prices, because gasoline went down tremendously between September and August and September, went down 7.9%. Food prices, well, we had meat prices are up 4.4%, veggies are up 11%. But here's the thing, the core inflation rate strips all that away, and we're just looking at a 2.1% increase in inflation. That's right within the Bank of Canada's target rate of 2%. So that's actually good for the economy. The other thing worth noting here is that BC was the only province to actually have its inflation go up from August to September. It went from 1.2% to 1.3%. And inflation is, people like the lower prices, they like to see that, but it's actually a good, healthy thing for the economy to have it. It kind of drives consumption, which is why inflation is good and why the Bank of Canada is probably happy with these numbers this morning.
Okay, let's move on to Vancouver mining giant Teck Resources announced a loss, but that's okay, apparently.
It's okay, yeah. They had a loss of $2.1 billion in their third quarter financial results. And what it really comes down to is slumping commodity prices. They have a lot of coal assets, a lot of gold assets, and those are just not worth as much as they were this period a year ago when they had an $84 million profit. But, as you said, Steve, it wasn't such bad news. Their stock price actually was up as much as 6% yesterday, and it's held sort of steady by the time the markets closed. But here's the thing. What investors are seeing is that they're making these write-downs. They're actually just getting their books in order. They actually have a lot of cash on hand. So when we see that they're putting all these write-downs in, these massive write-downs, investors are actually encouraged that Teck is doing kind of the right thing and just reevaluating all their assets amid, these big slumping commodity prices right now.
All right, Tyler, thank you very much.